Hello and good evening. I'm CA Nidhi Bhaskar and I welcome you all to my channel. On the request of few students, here I'm going to declare what all papers I'm going to take live for March 2022 ACCA exam. There are few questions which are there in the minds of students. So this video is going to answer many of them in respect of what papers will run live, what will happen to the remaining papers, what is the system of classes, will any tests happen, what about mock test papers? What about notes? And what's the fee? So you are going to get an answer on each and everything in this video. So let's just quickly begin and let's see how things work with us. So the classes do happen with live batch system as well as with blended model batch system. So these blended model batch is a mix of recording plus live. You get the recordings to watch as per your own pace. But what if you face any problem? So there are live problem sessions also where you can ask your problems and I'm there to deal with it, right? Now let's just quickly see what are the live batch highlights. How do they go? Live batch, by default, you get 2 trial classes to opt for any live batch. Then the classes will be 60 hours approximately for the live batch running on weekends only. Then the notes which are run in the class, by default you get them. Then separate problem classes are kept for you. That means when on the weekends in the classes, the concept is taught to you and then you practice some questions and now you struggle with some problems. So to ask those problems, to get them solved, there are separate problem classes. Next, once the problem class is done, next day you have to give a test for that particular portion which was covered in the last 2 weeks. Mock test papers. We take 2 mock test papers which do happen after the syllabus is complete. These 2 mock test papers I do evaluate to see the performance of the student and where he or she needs to improve. And last, till what time will a student get the class recording access? For 2 quarters or you clearing the exam, whichever is earlier. That means if you pass the exam, why will you need the recordings? But if by any chance you are not able to clear or because of a technical glitch, the exam got cancelled. And if you need the class recordings for one more quarter, then we do give that. So you can prepare, relax. That next quarter also, we are there with you. Don't worry. Now, just putting this aside, let's come to the blended model batches. Free trial classes do work in the blended model also. You can avail the blended model once you are satisfied and you understand what I am teaching by taking a trial of 2 classes here as well. Now everything is same with blended model also except for a small difference. You will get the class recordings immediately or you can say in patches if you have opted for absolutely a fresh and live batch. And every alternate week, now the problem classes happen live. That's the difference. So we are not going to meet every week, but every alternate week. So there will be chunk of chapters which will be set and discussed in advance that from here to here, the problems are going to be discussed in the problem class. And till that time, the students are to be ready with their problems for the problem class only. Apart from that, mock test papers, class tests, then access to class recordings for 2 quarters, everything is same even with blended model batches. Now, what is the pass percentage? See, I always recommend to prefer a live batch. There are a number of things. The discipline level is maintained when it is a live batch. There is the class time. You have to come to the class and you have to come. That discipline is also maintained. The dedication, the zeal is also maintained. And when I am asking questions in the class, then you have to be attentive. That also is ensured. But everything happens when it is a live batch. So we always recommend students to go ahead with live batches rather than taking up recordings. Recordings only must be opted when either you are too busy with your work life or the time zones are different or your Saturday is working and you can't attend the live class These are some genuine reasons where students come up to take up recorded model. But otherwise, my preference always is you should come live. Now, our live batch pass percentages you can see on the screen for PM, TAX, FM, and FR, all four. So these are much above the global percentage, pass percentage of ACCA exams every quarter. These pass percentages are of live batches only, which I am sharing because live batch is a live batch. This is what I will say, right? Now, for this quarter, that means for March 2022, which papers are going to be live? So PM and FM, these two are going to be live from my side for March 2022 exams. When are we starting? 18th December 2021. Note the date. 18th December is the first trial class date for live batches. 18th and 19th, Saturdays and Sundays, we are going to devote first 2 days for first two trial classes. Attend that. At least it will be clear to you how and where you need to move ahead. Then blended model batches. So blended model are going to be for 4 papers: tax, FR, APM and AFM. These 4 papers are going to be there on blended model. Now the main question are fee structure. So we have the fee structure which is different from P level, skill level, blended model, live batches. So for live batches, the fee is INR 12,500 per paper. For blended model batches, if it is a skill level paper you are opting, the fee is INR 10,000 per paper. For APM and AFM, it's 14,000 per paper. AFM 14, APM 14. This is how the fee structure works. Now, I have just tried to cover up a lot of questions which you must be having in your mind. If still there is something left, please feel free to comment in the comment section. Or if there is any query which has to be handled in detail, please feel free to reach us. You can contact us, discuss your problem, even discuss your confusion of which paper to take up when. I'll come up with the next video on choosing the correct paper for March 2022, especially for them who are working and are going to have a tight work season this time. So for them, the next video is dedicated to the choice of paper for everyone who is stuck with a busy season in March 2022. Till the time, take care, be safe. Thank you and bye-bye.